Okay, here it is. The Great Wall, the movie that China hopes will bring its film industry on par with Hollywood by allowing it to open up the American market. That's why Matt Damon was cast in this thing. Basically, the gist of the film, if you're not aware of, it basically posits the theory that the Great Wall was constructed to keep out a demonic group of monsters called the Tao Te. They are not giant monsters as the initial trailer said. They're sort of these big quadrupedal creatures. They're not quite giant. They're not like Godzilla-sized. I'd say they're more like sort of like rhino or elephant-sized creatures. Some of them have like eyes on their shoulders. They communicate via this kind of sonic emission. There's a queen. Basically, the Tao Fei attack. They eat people, and then they carry they eat anything, basically. They eat something, and then they carry that food back to the queen to feed it. And in order to defeat the queen, to defeat them, you have to kill the queen, but they're very protective of the queen. Into this walks William, played by Matt Damon, Tobar, played by Pedro Pascal, Oberlin Martell from Game of Thrones. And they're basically soldiers, mercenaries, trying to get their hands on gunpowder. They've heard of it. They have not actually seen it. They encounter one of the Tao Fei in the Gobi Desert. They get to the Great Wall. They explain everything that happened. The female commander is named Commander Lin. She's played by Jin Tan. And she can speak English because there's actually been another Westerner living at the Great Wall named Ballard, played by Willem Dafoe. And sort of Matt Damon's, he's the outsider. He just wants to go, get his stuff and go. He's not a good person. And then he kind of comes to respect the Chinese people and comes to their aid. Anyway, there's the initial attack, and I mean, like the choreography with everything is just amazing. Like there's like the soldiers are all. It looks like kind of a Dynasty Warriors game to an extent. There's all these like multicolored soldiers. Like the women are all in blue, and they're like bungee jumpers. They stand at the top of the wall. They have basically bungee cords attached to them. They have long spears, and they fly down and they attack the Tao Fei, or Tao Te, sorry. That was one minor quibble in there. Like they didn't quite get the name of the monsters right off the bat. Because first they said it was like Tao Fei, and then it was like Tao Tree, and I don't think it was until they subtitled it and they said Tao Te. Anyway, they encounter Manny Ballard named Willem Dafoe, and he sort of gives the backstory, which is the creatures came when a meteor struck a mountain, and basically the Chinese took this as a sign from the gods that they were too corrupt. The Tao Te attacked the greedy. There was a corrupt Chinese emperor who tried to expend his powers too far. So they built the Great Wall to keep it out, and every 60 years the Tao Te attack. And they've been preparing for this, and the guardians of the wall are called the Order of No Name. Anyway, it turns out William actually possesses a magnet. He carries a magnet with him wherever he goes. I don't think they ever explained why, but basically this magnet can sort of sedate the Tao Te, and they basically use that and sort of a makeshift tranquilizer harpoon to take one out. And they bring it in as sort of a hostage. They prove that they can actually knock it out with the magnet, and then they take it back to the capital. Let's see, I have the notes here. They don't. Technically, I guess it's Beijing, but they say it's Banling, Bianling. Anyway, around this time, Ballard, Tovar, and William kind of very loosely conspire to steal gunpowder. But again, William has a change of heart. Tovar and Ballard sort of turn on him, and then Ballard turns on Tovar as they try to escape. And Ballard winds up getting killed when a group of bandits takes him hostage, and they're playing around with some of the gunpowder canisters, and one of them falls into a fire. Anyway, but around this time, it's also discovered that the Tao Te have actually breached the wall and are making their way to the capital. This was, whether or not this was all set up to allow one of them to be captured and brought inside and signaled to where they were located, I'm not entirely sure. It didn't seem that way. Anyway, the Order of No Name have to basically get on makeshift hot air balloons. They don't have a basket. It's like a platform with the balloons attached to it, and they're controlling the fire. Matt Damon comes along with them, William. And that kind of leads to the big battle. Basically, they rig up the Tao Te they took hostage as a kind of makeshift suicide bomb. They basically attach a bunch of explosives to it. They then try to send it back to the Queen after it's eaten so they can feed the Queen. It takes 3 times. Matt Damon fires his bow and arrow at it twice and it misses. Basically, the Tao Te have like these... Some of them have like these sort of frills that they could flip up and block as a shield. And then they get to... it eventually falls to Commander Lin. She attaches the magnet to a spear, to a spear with dynamite attached to it. Where's the magnet in this? Sorry. Anyway, it takes the 3rd time, and then they finally kill the creature, and that nullifies the threat. Tovar was eventually captured anyway, brought to hostage. William is given the option. He can take all the black powder he wants, or he could take Tovar. He decides to take Tovar, much to Tovar's chagrin. And that's kind of how it ends. Overall, I'd say really, really fun movie. Like I said, the fight choreography and everything with the monsters and the art direction with that, all the stuff on the Great Wall, the battles, really well made, well shot, great art direction. It's really kind of a rock and roll film. I mean, everything just kind of happens once after once after once. There's not a lot of quiet moments in there. There are a few, and they're kind of okay, and that does sort of drag the film down a little bit, but it's kind of that's sort of a minor quibble. The other minor quibble was, again, the initial teaser trailers showed like kind of a giant Godzilla-esque monster. No, monsters in this case, no, it's just kind of, like I said, I hate to say ordinary-sized monsters, as if there's a difference, but they're not as big, they're just more of a big horde. Yeah, so overall, I'm going to give this one probably an A. I mean, it didn't disappoint at all. I had fun watching it. Really good. Not a lot of people in the theater, unfortunately. I know it didn't do well in China, actually. So it does beg the question of, I don't know exactly how this is going to go, especially with a Lego Batman still probably bringing in a lot of people. But if you are in the mood to see this film, I would say go see it, definitely. Like I said, I give it an A. Oh, one more thing before we get to the trailers. Max Brooks actually worked on the story of this. Max Brooks, the author of World War Z. The real World War Z, not that Brad Pitt thing that was running around a few years ago. I hated that. He's also done a Zombie Survival Guide. So, again, if you liked those books, I'm sure you'll probably like this too. Okay, trailer time. First up we have Ghost in the Shell, which, admittedly I was willing to give a shot. Unfortunately, it's coming out WrestleMania weekend, and obviously I'm going to be a little taxed already. I don't really want to have to throw a movie review on top of that, so I don't know when that's going to come out, or if I will be able to see it. I probably won't be, so. After that we have Logan, which will be the next review coming up. That's on March 3rd. After that we have Life with Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal. Kind of an Alien wannabe, which is funny because we're also getting another Alien movie this summer. Ridley Scott's Alien. I don't know if it's a sequel to Prometheus or if it's a sequel to Alien itself, but yeah. After that we have Chips, which just looks terrible. Okay, I'll admit, I didn't really grow up watching Chips. It was a little before my time. I mean, it sort of ended, 82, 83-ish. I was born in 80, so... But yeah, again, it's a show I really didn't watch that much. I never watched it in reruns. But this looks terrible. This looks really bad. It's not like, oh no, they're dragging all over the legacy of Chips, but it just doesn't look entertaining. After that is the movie we're going to be seeing after Logan, Kong, Skull Island. It's Kong, it's on the island. I know they're also trying to set up the next King Kong versus Godzilla movie, which would probably be the third. Yeah, I know there's a Godzilla 2 or Godzilla King of the Monsters that comes out, and I think the one after that is going to be Godzilla versus King Kong. And then we have Fate to the Furious, or as I wrote, Fast and the Furious 8, because I couldn't remember the title. Yeah, it looks like a typical Fast and the Furious movie, or at least what they've become in the last few of them, when they finally realize they should just make these things as stupid as they humanly possibly can. Submarine chasing a Lamborghini on a polar ice cap. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. So, anyway, tomorrow we're going to have the Random Trade Review covering Ant-Man and the Wasp: Small Worlds. There will also be a supplemental video about the history, the kind of the backstory of the comic and everything that was leading up to it. The various people to wear the mantle of Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then, obviously, I said the next movie review is going to be Logan. And then there's going to be a break in between that with the Random Trade Review. It will not be a 2-week, it will be 3 weeks. Just because it was 2 weeks, it will be coming out the same weekend not only as Logan, but as WWE Fastlane. Again, I don't want to have, 3 videos over 3 days. It's just, it's a little tough to do. Still have not watched Legion. I have DVR'd the first 2 episodes. You might get the first 3 episode recap at some point. Let's see. I haven't been watching Riverdale. I've heard that it's been picking up a little bit. I have the 2nd episode and the 4th episode. I forgot to DVR the 3rd episode. But I do know something that happens in it, so maybe revisit that. Might not do that until season's end. See you all next time.